Yo, what up, guys? Recently, I just finished watching this K-drama show that my sister put me on to. It's called Mr. Plankton. If you ever seen that show, it's one of the saddest shows you can ever watch in your life. The main character, his name was Heijo. What makes his character so significant is how he starts off as this character. He just seems like he's very carefree. He doesn't really take things that seriously. He's a goofball. He doesn't really care. Starts off with him having this job where he does things for people. He's like this assistant. This one girl requested him to capture her from her wedding. Doing that, he creates an enemy. The enemy he creates basically chases him for the rest of the story. That we later find out that he has cancer. The thing about his cancer is it's very terminal. He has stage 4 brain tumor cancer. We're already starting off seeing that he only has 3 months to live. Very sad to start a story like that. Our main character is gonna eventually die. On the same day, he overhears this girl getting diagnosed with menopause. If you don't know what menopause is, I think most people watching this should know what menopause is. It basically means that the woman doesn't have any periods. Basically, she can't have kids. The thing about this girl is that she has an arranged marriage coming up. What makes this interesting is that she's lying to the entire family. They're very strict on preserving their blood. So for her to not have kids is like committing a crime. Our main character, Heijo, he follows her. Against her will, he takes her from the arranged marriage. He takes her, he captures her. This is a very tragic story because you see that she doesn't know that he's dying. She keeps asking him, why are you taking me so many places? And he's just like, yo, relax, man. Just have some fun. I'm a freaking drifter. I didn't clarify this one thing. This is her ex. They had a past relationship before. You see these people doing their thing. Damn, I'm just losing my thoughts completely. Wow. This is like a mental challenge for me. Yeah, you see that he's going to places looking for his father. But the thing is, the whole time she's trying to escape. Remember, she wants to go back to her man that she's supposed to marry. His name is Heung or something. Heung. I'm just gonna call him Heung. Heung is trying to get to her. Heung likes her a lot. He's obsessed with her. He is so in love that he can't find any sort of happiness without her. So he's over here asking this one guy who tracks people. He's the guy who used to work for the main character. He gets hired by freaking Heung to find Jamie, but little does he know that he's actually a guy who's, damn it, bro. Just can't think about my thoughts, bro. Like I'm struggling, bro. Find out that the guy who used to work for Heijo, he's actually working for the guy who's trying to kill Heijo. The guy Heijo took his girl from. What's very interesting about our main character, Heijo, is that he has this carefree nature. The fact that he knows he's gonna die, it just makes him not take his life for granted so much. You could see him having fun, moving around, but you can see that he's slowly dying. He needs to take his pills. The girl, Jamie, she's suspect of him. And the reason why she's suspect of him is because after they go to this restaurant, they go to see where they believe the first dad is. They realize that guy from that restaurant isn't his father. Maybe I'm skipping a lot of story, but really I'm looking to get to the main points. After this, they're leaving. Now they're going to look for the next father. But Heung, the guy I was talking about before, he finally has a lead on them. And then he finds them. Once he finds them, they have this big fight. Who is the one to really get Jamie? And Heung also steals a police car to get to them. He decides to pull out a taser and try to fight. He tries to shoot him. But guess what? His dumbass ends up shooting himself in the freaking leg and passes out. This is where she really finds out something might not be right with our boy. See, she's mad that he put her through all this trouble. So out of anger, she just starts punching on him. After this, his nose just starts to bleed. She starts to see his nose bleed and bro just passes out. For some reason, Jamie, she decides to save him. She lets Heung, her boyfriend that she's supposed to get married to, get arrested. She saves Heijo. That's crazy, ain't it? She saves the guy who kidnapped her. She saved the guy who was more of an asshole to her. Why? What made me want to talk about this video so much, it's just how real it is. Because in the real world, yes, Heung is the perfect quote unquote like nice guy. He's the guy that girls always say they like. But they really like a guy like Heijo, who's more of an asshole, talks shit, kind of belittles her. Because, at first, he was the one chasing her. He was chasing her, kidnapping her, and not letting her leave. But after a while, she starts to love him. They finally get to this new other spot, this house. And, he's being a dick again, like talking shit to her, like hurt her feelings and all that. What's interesting to me about his character and what he really teaches me about life, he has this carefree attitude about everything. He knows he's gonna die, but then we see his backstory. In his backstory, you find out he is a kid to a sperm donor, a frozen sperm donor. See, the thing about his sperm, his semen, whatever, it sounds suspect, but he gets picked up by the wrong father. I don't know the specifics, but they get the number wrong. Like 7 years later, they finally found out after this kid desperately asked for his sister just because he was bored. He kind of caused the downfall of his relationship with his father because of how the father has an argument about the son and that's not his real kid and this, that, third. Mom just couldn't take it anymore. She left, but then she gets hit by a car. She doesn't kill herself. She just gets into an accident and dies. Coincidentally after she leaves. And she was going to take the son with her. But he says no because he's scared and everything. But then he stays with his father, that father, until graduation. But he never acknowledges him. He hates him. Every time he says what's up to him, he disrespects him and doesn't really acknowledge his presence. And then on graduation day, he doesn't even show up to his graduation. His father abandons him. He even kicks him out the house, so now he has no place to live. See, this is a story of how he became the drifter. You see this homeless kid, no home to have, no food, no nothing. And then this woman just sees him digging from the trash and she gives him food. She sees that this kid has potential in him. She stops the free food and says, okay, you're gonna start to earn your food. I'm gonna have you earn your food. So this builds him up. So this is what I think developed his character. Because this woman, look at this woman's background. She was a gangster in Korea. She used to do very suspect things, She had gangsters and thugs, kind of the equivalent of the Yakuza, the Japanese Yakuza. She had her own people. So he grew up around that. This is why he's more of an asshole and not the nice guy like Heung was. See, Heung, what makes him so different from Heung is Heung was raised by his mother. There was barely any men in his family background. You see him being very emotional over a girl because for some reason his self-worth is low as hell. He has this pathetic belief about himself that he's a loser. Like, I'm a dog, I'm not a lion. And this girl Jamie is what brings him a sense of confidence. Without her, he is a nobody because he has no character. What makes our boy Heijo so different is that he was from a background where he was forced to develop a character. He has a very bright personality. You can tell what he's about already. He knows who he is and he has a sense of self-esteem, but he's dying. He knows he's gonna die. And you should see the way he is when he finally reaches that point when he's about to die. When he finally reaches the point of death, you should see the way he faces death. The guy goes out like a freaking man. He dies with a smile on his face. The funny part is he didn't want to die. Once he got to the point of dying, he was kind of nonchalant about it before this. When he finally gets to that point, he said he wants to live. Truly wants to live. But even then, despite all of that, despite everything, he still is able to face death with a smile on his face. And the biggest thing I've learned from this is that, we always are told this all the time, but we really gotta live our days like we're not guaranteed a tomorrow. We gotta live our days with actual respect, real respect. There are people who are living with this sense of depression that their life doesn't matter. And yes, in the grand scheme of things, your life doesn't matter. We're all gonna die one day, right? But wouldn't it make me more meaningful if you got to choose the way you lived your life? See, my biggest takeaway from this is that when people understand that time is limited, they treat that time like it's currency. And I think we should try to live our days like tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Every day should be treated with respect. You should never sit working your depressing ass job, waiting for the weekend just to do something. You should find time to do what you want to do every day, no matter how limited your time is. Find at least a little bit of time to do what you truly want to do with your time. Forget trying to impress everybody. Forget trying to impress your boss all the time. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Allow yourself to actually be human.